Ladies and gentlemen, once again welcome back to our channel, and today I am presenting a small presentation on COBOL Control Statements. In this presentation we'll talk about 4 COBOL statements. First one is if-else condition, second one is perform statements, third one is COBOL evaluate statement, fourth one is COBOL GOTO statements. All these statements are generally used for selection, iteration and sequencing. So before I start with today's presentation, I would request you all to do subscribe to our channel because we need your support to grow our channel. Okay, so let's begin our presentation with introduction. So a COBOL program is generally made up of 3 logical statements or structures. So first one is sequence, then selection and iteration. So let's look at all these types of statements one by one. First one is sequence. A sequence structure contains one or more functions that are executed in a specific sequence. For example, COBOL perform statement, which is used to execute logic which is included in different paragraphs in a specific sequence, right? So the next point is selection. The selection structure provides a choice between two functions based on a certain value or conditions. In COBOL, for selection, you can use either if-else statements or COBOL evaluate statements. And the last one is iteration. The iteration structure execute function or a set of function again and again as long as the condition is true. In COBOL, you can use perform until statement. It is also known as inline perform. So you can include any piece of logic within the inline perform, and that piece of logic will be executed again and again till the time condition is satisfied. Now in the next section we're going to look at all these COBOL statements one by one. So let's start with COBOL if then else statements. So COBOL if else statement is used for selection, and it has two sections. First one is if and the else portion. So in the if section, in case if condition is satisfied, then it's going to execute all the statements which is being mentioned in the if portion, and in case if condition is not satisfied, then it's going to execute all the statements which is mentioned in the else portion. And in fact, it is not necessary to include else every time. You can simply use if and end if without any else also. And in COBOL you can also include nested if conditions. So when I say nested if condition, that means you can include additional if conditions within the else portion of the entire if else statement. But remember that you should never use nested if conditions with more than 3 level deep, right? Because it has a performance issues. And the next important point is that you can very well use COBOL continue or next sentence statement in your if else conditions, right? And the last point is that you can very well use logical operators such as and, or, not to club more than 2 conditions into a single if statement, right? And if you look at the right hand side of your screen, you can see a simple self-explanatory syntax of if then else statement. Now let's look at a couple of examples for better understanding. So the first example is a basic if where you only have if and end if, you don't have the else portion. Here you are displaying child in case if the age of a particular customer is 10, right? Similarly, in the second example, you're using a compound condition that says if age is equals to 10 or age is less than 13. Then also I'm just displaying the category as child. Now let's move on to example number 2, where I'm just using if with an else statement, right? So in this case, I'm just checking if age is less than 3, then I'm printing infant, and in case if age is not less than 3, it is greater than 3, then it would be going into else portion and it would be displaying child for that particular record, right? So now let's move on to the next example, that is example number 3, where I'm using nested ifs. So as I've already mentioned that if you look at the else portion, so else portion again has a if statement, and always make sure that when you're using nested ifs, so they should be aligned properly. So in this case, if the age of a customer is 2, then it would print as infant, and in case if age of customer is greater than 3 and less than 10, for example, let's assume age is 7, then else portion will be executed and child would be printed in the output. Now let's move on to example number 4, which is actually using a switch variable, and a compound condition. So in this case it says if not married and age is greater than 21, then the output would be single, otherwise continue. So that means it's not going to do anything, it just transfer control to the statement which is mentioned after end if statement. So before we move to the next section, that is perform statement, I would like to mention that from performance perspective, it is always recommended that you should use evaluate statement rather than if statement. So if you have a requirement where your if statement is going more than 3 level deep, then always try to use evaluate statement. Now let's move on to the next section, that is COBOL perform statement. So second important COBOL statement is perform statement, which is generally used for iteration as well as sequencing, right? And it is generally divided into two categories. So first one is inline perform and the second category is outline perform. We're going to discuss all these categories with an example in a couple of minutes from now. And there are 4 different variants of COBOL perform statement. First one is a normal or a basic perform statement. Second one is perform with times phrase. Third one is perform with until phrase. And the last one is perform with varying phrase. Now let's look at a couple of examples for each variant so that you can understand how you can write these or how you can use these statements in your COBOL program. Now let's look at first example of basic perform statement. So here in this case you have a perform keyword followed by a paragraph name or a section name which is having all your logic that needs to be executed. Similarly, you can use perform through option in order to execute more than 2 or 3 or a sequence of paragraph. Right, now let's move on to example number 2, which is related to perform with time option. So in this case you have a perform keyword followed by a paragraph name and the number of times you want to execute that particular piece of logic. So in this case I have specified 3 times, so that paragraph would be executed 3 times. Now let's move on to next example, that is perform until. So in this example you have a perform keyword followed by a paragraph name which includes your logic. Then you have until keyword followed by a condition. So till the time that condition is true, this piece of logic is executed again and again. Now let's look at second example of inline perform. In inline perform, we generally used to provide the entire piece of logic within perform and end perform with until condition. In this example, the logic to read record from the file is executed again and again till there is no more record in the file. So now let's move on to the next example, that is perform with varying option. And in this example you have a perform keyword followed by a paragraph, then a varying keyword and a variable I whose value will be incremented one by one until the condition is satisfied. So varying clause is generally used whenever you are working with the array or tables in your COBOL program. And the last point is that you can also use test before and test after condition as per your requirements, right? So now let's move on to the next COBOL statement, which is known as COBOL evaluate statement. So the COBOL evaluate statement is similar to Microsoft Visual Basic select case statement, and it was introduced with COBOL 85 version, and it can be used for variety of purposes. COBOL evaluate statement validate the condition which was specified with when clause, and in case if condition is satisfied, then it execute the set of statement which is mentioned in that particular section, right? The best part is that as soon as the condition is satisfied, it just execute those set of statement and the control move out of evaluate statement. It will not going to validate the remaining condition. And due to this reason only, it is always recommended that you should try to use evaluate statement rather than using nested if. Before we move to the example part, I would like to highlight that again evaluate statement has a 4 different variants, and I've created a separate video on that so that you can have a better understanding of each and every variant. And in this example we'll only discuss the a generic form of an evaluate statement. So let's look at the example now. So this example is basically a snippet of an actual program. So this is not a complete program, And in this case, if you look at the paragraph that is mentioned in the procedure division, that is 00-main-paragraph. So in this paragraph I've used the evaluate statement, right? So it says evaluate true, that is the start of the evaluate statement, and it says when. The first condition says if there is no record in the file, that means it's end of the file. In that case, just go and write the trailer. Just call a paragraph that says A00-write trailer record. And in case if it is not an end of the file and there are few more records, so what you can do is just go ahead and write the record which is already there in the buffer, right? It says B00-write detail record, and subsequently after writing the record you just go back and read the next record. And in case if both conditions are not satisfied, then it'll go to other section. That means it'll just call the error routine, right? So the best part is that as soon as condition is satisfied, it'll pick up the statement that needs to be executed, it'll execute that and move out of the evaluate statement. So the fact of the matter is that you should always prefer COBOL evaluate statement rather than COBOL nested ifs. Now let's move on to the next section, that is GOTO statements. So the last statement that we're going to discuss today is COBOL GOTO statements, and these statements are generally used to transfer control from one paragraph to other paragraph, or probably from one section to other section. The COBOL GOTO statement is fundamentally divided into two categories. First one is unconditional, where the control is transferred from a point to a paragraph which is specified in the GOTO statement. And the other one is conditional, where the control is transferred from one point to the paragraph depending on a certain condition, right? So if you see the right hand of your screen, you find the syntax for both the cases. So in first case, that is unconditional, you have a GOTO statement followed by a paragraph name. And the second one is GOTO with followed by a paragraph name and depending on a identifier. So you have to specify the variable or the condition based on which you want to transfer your control to the specific location. And the last point before I close this presentation is that you should never use GOTO statements. These statements are not used very often these days. So ladies and gentlemen, this marks an end to our today's presentation, and I would request you all that do leave your feedback in the comment section, and in case if you have any question for us, then do write down in the comment section. We're going to respond back to you. Apart from that, I would request you all to do subscribe to our channel, because we need your support to grow our channel. And thank you so much for listening so patiently. Thank you.